awakening requires firmness in our mind and accepting the function that is given to us. It is actually very humbling. And I think the big insight that I received is that even if we have unworthiness and doubts coming up, like I don't know if I'm capable of doing something, why am I here, or why am I asked to do this? It is actually arrogance. That unworthiness, feelings of unworthiness and feelings of doubt, thoughts of doubt, is actually arrogance. And it is a sign that you are not accepting the function fully, the function that is given to you. It's not that doubt and unworthiness is coming up as a response of you stepping into your function, but you use unworthiness and doubt not to fulfill the function that is given to you by Jesus. It is actually arrogance. And if we are able to see that, then we have an opportunity to trust and to say, actually, I want to trust. It is all about trust. If you think about it, like awakening is all about undoing the ego certainty, false sense of certainty and false sense of knowing. And we expect to know things when we are on the journey of awakening, but it is actually the opposite. You're not supposed to know everything. You're not supposed to know how it works, but you have to trust, and you have to take the step in trust. And fulfilling the function requires firmness and being unwavering in your mind. What are you thinking about? Most of the thoughts that are coming to our mind, the doubts and thoughts of lack that can be expressed in many different ways. Ultimately, all ego thoughts are the thoughts of lack in one way or another, whether it's about lack in form or lack in the mind. The ego is lack of peace, lack of love, and most of the things that are coming to our mind, the response to those thoughts is these need not be. But we are allowing those ego thoughts, we are giving it space, we are entertaining them, we are taking them seriously. We give them our mind energy. We give them our power of the mind. And it's like that is like leak in the mind. When those thoughts are repeatedly coming up, it's like a leak in your mind, the ego leak. And it can be the sign that you are not actually accepting the function that is given to you. Because something that is given to you does not feel 100% comfortable. And the ego says you should know this, you should feel confident in terms of personality self, and you don't feel confident, so you have to doubt, you have to question it, you have to feel unworthiness. And no, actually, to fulfill the function that is given to you, you don't need any form certainty, you just need trust. That's all the awakening is really about. It's all about trust. And confidence comes from trust. True confidence and true certainty comes from trust in Jesus, not from knowing something in form. And that's why the component of doing and following is so important, because it strengthens the trust. You can say, I'm trusting. I trust Jesus. I trust him with all my heart. But when it comes to taking the step, you don't feel that trust, you feel scared. So taking that step is actually strengthening that trust, really strengthening in your mind, like anchoring your mind in trust. It's not through words, it's actually through following and taking the step. And all the doubts and all the unworthiness and all the fears, this need not be. Trust can solve all of them. Trust can address all of them. It's all about trust. Even when we take the step in form, even if we do something that we feel guided to, it's not about the form, it's about trust. As Jesus says, this is a journey without distance. And that's what he means, because it's all about what is happening in our mind and choosing trust in our mind when we are taking the steps. That's the lesson. It's not, oh, I don't want to do that or that. I'm not ready for this or that. It's actually taking the step and trusting. The mind journey that we are on while we are taking the steps in form is what it's really about. That is cementing and anchoring us into the presence of God and Jesus. So, in truth, it's really simple. The function is given to us and we have to accept it fully. If we accept it fully, then there are no doubts, there are no fears, there is no unworthiness. And our mind energy is fully available and focused on the fulfilling of that function and being in that function. And if there are thoughts coming up, it means that you're not firm in your mind and you have not accepted the function fully. And you have to come to that full yes. Most of our challenges come from that lack of full yes. That's why saying yes fully is so important, because that saves you mind energy and that saves you unnecessary healing and unnecessary facing things. That's why commitment is so emphasized. Because when you are committed, when you have a single purpose, mind is not split, mind is not drained by separate purposes. It can rest in full commitment to one purpose and one function. So commitment is actually restful, and having one single purpose is actually restful for the mind. But when we are not saying full yes, our mind energy is going in different directions, and we feel drained and we feel tired. That's the tiredness, really. That's where the tiredness is coming from. So we actually need commitment. We actually need full yes. It's not something that God is asking us to do. We're not doing that for God. We're doing it for the restfulness of our mind. To be used in a more full way. And if we feel confused or distracted, we are not using our mind in a proper way. What we want is every part of our mind to be used fully for a single purpose, for a single commitment, for a single devotion. Then we can rest. Then we can relax. Relaxing is not doing anything. Relaxing is being in that state of mind of being used fully. And Jesus knows exactly how to use our mind. He knows our tendencies. He knows how our mind works. He knows everything. So we have to trust. We have to become more mindful and more aware. We have to be really firm with our mind. And it is possible. There are no excuses at all. We don't have to be distracted. We don't have to go in endless loop of emotions and thoughts. We can be firm with our mind and in our mind about staying in one purpose and saying yes to the function. We can say no to most of the things that are coming up from the ego in our mind. These need not be. The release is now. Function is now. Function is fulfilled now. Through being firm with our mind. Through making the choice